Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So happy Monday. We are starting a new week. And right now, Bitcoin is looking strong, although we just dipped down. Just just like 20 minutes ago, we were at $70,000. And now we're down a little bit, back to 68.9. But no worries. I think we're going to get right back above 69,000 and towards 70,000 and beyond, quite possibly later today, and especially this week. And let me explain why. So right now, I think what we're seeing is there's just too many longs that got liquidated on a short-term basis, and I'm going to show. I have some data to show you. But overall, we've been going up and up and up and up and up and up, right, ever since the conference, and that is good. Some good things said. Right now, if you look at the U.S. market is looking green. That's always good. Especially Nasdaq up about 135 points, so that's fantastic. We do have a lot, a lot of economic data this week. Okay. For those of us in the US, we got to pay attention to some of these things because they do move markets. Now, the good thing is, some of these numbers, if they come in lower than expected, meaning the US economy is getting a little bit worse, that's actually good. But overall, we're going to have another FOMC meeting this week, and we know that that's not going to change things. Um, this FOMC meeting, we're not going to have another rate cut. Unfortunately, there's just not enough data. Inflation's not low enough. Some of these economic data is not low enough to cause Powell to cut rate this week. Okay, most likely it's going to be September. There's nothing in August, but it's almost 100% sure that there will be a rate cut in September. Now, here's the good thing. Everyone's anticipating that there will be a 25 basis point cut in September. What if it's not, right? Because we're going to continue to get these data. If let's say consumer confidence, or jobless claims, or manufacturing PMI, or non-farm payroll, or unemployment rate is a big one. If all these are coming really, really low, below expectation, meaning the U.S. economy is really stalling and now hurting. And then we get some more inflation data, you know, next month. Maybe Powell cuts 50 basis points instead of 25 basis points. So that's the thing. I think because we're skipping this week, we're skipping this month altogether, and we don't have one. We don't have an FOMC meeting until September. Maybe there's a chance he does a 50 basis point cut instead of 25 basis point. That's something that just came up and thought about. No one else is talking about that, but that is something to look forward to. But anyways, the U.S. market will be affected by some of these numbers. In fact, the U.S. market may go up more if some of these numbers come in lower than expected. Yeah, but this Wednesday we will get that other FOMC meeting. Um, and I don't know. I really don't think that Powell's gonna say anything different this time around. There's nothing he's gonna say. And basically he's gonna be pressed by the reporters what he's gonna do in September, basically, right? What else he needs to see for rate cuts. That's really it. I really don't see anything else. But outside of this, what else is there, right? As for Bitcoin, of course, I just shared my 2 cents last night, a little bit later in my non-Sunday walk video, but pretty much the same thing. I think people are still digesting really what Trump is going to do after, if he becomes president, if he becomes president. But, for us Bitcoiners, really, it's not a, I don't know, it's not a left or right thing, really. I think it's just a Bitcoin thing. Like what we're all hoping for with the next president, right? With the next regime. Are they going to be pro or con? At this point, I say the biggest thing is it seems like everyone is pro, right? Um, and that's just fantastic. That's what we want to see. How things have changed over the years. I've made this point before. Prior regimes, prior presidents, um, Bitcoin and crypto still too early for them to even pay attention to, right? Then we had, the SEC chairs of the world start really can't clamping down on regulations and so forth, but in a negative way. We saw that with the prior SEC chair, Jay Clayton, and also, of course, Gary Gensler. But now you're seeing how these presidential campaigns, how they're actually making Bitcoin and crypto a focus of their campaign. Just think about that. Think about how crazy that is. What a change. And that's because Bitcoin and crypto, they are so large that, and there's so many people involved from retail investors to businesses. There are so many people involved that even presidential candidates have to talk about it. And the great thing is, most of them are pro, right? Whether they believe it or not, but they realize it's better to be pro than con. And really, whether they actually do the things they promise, I don't know. I don't know if they can, right? Some people are analyzing what Trump said about what he wants to do, and it seems like it may be hard to do, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. And if he actually tries, or if RFK tries, or whoever else tries on the Democratic side, that's a win, right? Win 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 for Bitcoin and crypto. So I mean that's the best we could hope for, really. I mean, there's been a lot of talks about what one candidate may do versus another, but the main thing is just think about how bullish or how awesome it has become with this. I mean, I guess just this cycle, right? Um, and just I can't wait until after November. I think with the new president, I think we're going to get a new regime that ushers in a new era for Bitcoin and crypto from a regulatory standpoint, from adoption standpoint, from from an investment standpoint. I think everything will be improved. Um, and that's only months away. That's only months away. Again, some of these things I've talked about for years are now only weeks or months away, and it's quite amazing to think about, right? So, anyways, enough about that. And then we got others. Cantor Fitzgerald CEO announced a $2 billion Bitcoin financing business. That's awesome. Of course, it's smart. Any business out there right now, right? They should employ a Bitcoin strategy because obviously it works, um, and also helps them actually gain popularity, especially ones that are publicly traded. Their stocks are going up through the roof, right? And to get into financing, it's great. MicroStrategy is now getting into development. I mean, anything that has to do with Bitcoin and crypto, just great, great all around. University of Wyoming launched its first Bitcoin research institute. That's awesome too. Institute aims to provide academics, journalists, policymakers, and public with access to high quality Bitcoin research. Fantastic. So how long until you get it? Can you get a no? How long until you can get, let's say, a PhD in Bitcoin? That would be crazy, but the way the way I guess things are moving, um, we'll probably have that available soon, right? Where you could get a master's and PhD in various, categories within Bitcoin. That'd be cool. Very, very cool. What else is there? Okay, so 39.4 billion of open interest suggests imminent price breakout. A lot of long. So I just got done saying at the beginning, like, oh, Bitcoin hit 70,000, went down, right? Usually when we hit these like mini peaks, short-term peaks, you get a massive down movement or up movement. But I think because of so many longs, a lot of people just got liquidated. That's why we went back down. But I do think overall the momentum is upwards, upwards, upwards. So I don't think that is going to slow us down. You can see we have seen some periods of this and then we go right back up. And I do think that we will be hitting that 70,000 mark again soon and we'll be breaking above, right? Like we did just like a half hour ago. So things are still looking good and things that support us moving higher. Look at this Bitcoin miner revenue. So this is capitulation. We have seen hash ribbons and also miner just charts of miners dumping, right? They look like they're at end. It looks like this is when the miners stop and they start accumulating and buying again. Like Mara just introduced a Bitcoin strategy. They go keep all their newly mined Bitcoin and they're putting in $100 million into Bitcoin to hold on to reserve, right? So you could see every time miner revenue starts going up, that's when they stop capitulating. That's when it correlates with market tops. So this is looking pretty darn bullish, if you ask me. And of course, we still have similar patterns versus previous times, showing that the summer consolidation is over. Usually around September timeframe is when we start seeing move up in a big way. In 2023, we saw that, and we may be seeing that again, right? So it's looking good. And of course, we got this inverse head and shoulders breakout. Actually, we just broke out, and the next target, according to this person, is $88,000. I'd say that's pretty bullish. I'd say that's pretty bullish. All right, guys, that's it for today. Overall, things are still looking good. People are still digesting what was said during the conference, right? A lot of things. We still have a big FOMC meeting this week. Don't think much will be said, but who knows? The uh, the Bitcoin strategy, the Bitcoin era is only growing from here on out, and I'm so excited. And there are so many reasons why Bitcoin is on the verge of breaking out. So stay strong, my friends, and I will see you guys later. All right. Bye bye.